You can't die because of me! Don't leave, please! You can't die!
Alicia knelt in Jiho's spreading blood pool, hands pressed desperately against the wound in his side, feeling his life pouring out between her fingers. His face was ghost white, eyes unfocused, breath coming in shallow gasps. "Stay with me," she sobbed. "Please, Jiho, stay with me." His lips moved, forming words with no sound. Blood trickled from the corner of his mouth. Minho stood frozen 15 feet away, watching his brother die. The cold mask he always wore had shattered completely, leaving raw horror in its place. "Move. Move." The command broke through his paralysis like a gunshot. "Medic!" His voice cracked through the warehouse. "I need a medical team now." His remaining men scrambled. One was already on the phone, shouting orders in rapid Korean. Minho dropped to his knees beside Jiho, opposite Alicia. His expensive suit soaked immediately with his brother's blood. He grabbed Jiho's hand, cold, so cold, and squeezed hard. "You don't get to die. Do you hear me? You don't get to fucking die." Jiho's eyes found his face. Slight smile, trying to say something. "Don't talk," Minho ordered, voice breaking. "Just don't." But Jiho's lips moved anyway. "Worth it. Shut up. Save your strength. She's safe." Blood bubbled at his lips. "That's all that matters." Alicia was sobbing so hard she couldn't breathe. "This is my fault. Oh God. This is all my fault." "No." Jiho's hand moved weakly toward her face. "Don't you dare die." Alicia pressed harder on the wound, blood squelching between her fingers. "Don't you dare leave me because of this. Because of me." The medical team burst through the warehouse door. 3 people with equipment moving fast. A woman in her 40s, gray hair pulled back, expensive clothes under a tactical vest, carrying a medical bag. Dr. Yang, Minho's private physician, kept on retainer for exactly these situations. She assessed the scene in seconds. "Gunshot wounds, massive blood loss. How long?" 10 minutes, Minho said. "Pupils responsive?" Minho checked. "Barely." Dr. Yang moved Alicia's hands aside, examined the wounds with clinical efficiency. Shoulder, through and through, bone damage but manageable. Abdomen, bullet still inside, possible organ damage, active arterial bleeding. Her expression darkened. "He needs a hospital, now." "No hospitals," Minho said flatly. "He'll die without—" "No hospitals. Police involvement, questions we can't answer. You do it here or at the estate." Dr. Yang looked at Jiho's pale face, the blood pool spreading beneath him. "He needs surgery. I can't do that in a warehouse." "Then we move him. Moving him could kill him. And staying here will definitely kill him." Minho stood, all business now, cold mask sliding back into place because he couldn't afford to break. "Stabilize him enough to transport. We go to the estate medical facility. You have 15 minutes. Dr. Yang wanted to argue, saw Minho's face, and knew it was pointless. "Get me light, and everyone who's not helping, back up." Her team moved with practiced efficiency. IVs, pressure bandages, portable monitors. Alicia was pushed aside gently but firmly. She stood there, hands dripping Jiho's blood, watching them work, feeling useless and guilty and so scared she could barely stand. Minho appeared beside her. "He'll survive." "You don't know that." "He will, because he's stubborn, like all of us." "He's dying because of me, because I chose you." Minho's jaw tightened. "He's dying because he loves you. That's not your fault, isn't it?" They stared at each other, both covered in Jiho's blood, both breaking in different ways. "He's stable enough to move," Dr. Yang announced. "Barely. We need to go now." They loaded Jiho into the back of an armored SUV that Minho's team had brought. Dr. Yang and one assistant rode with him, monitoring vitals, adjusting IVs. Alicia climbed in beside the stretcher, refused to be separated. Minho drove. Too fast, weaving through Seoul's late-night traffic with terrifying precision, ignoring red lights and speed limits, focused only on getting his brother home. In the back, Alicia held Jiho's hand. His eyes fluttered open. Tried to focus on her face. "Still, here? I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." "Good." His voice was barely a whisper. Scared. Thought you were... dream. I'm real. You're going to be okay. Liar. Slight smile. Bad at lying. Dr. Yang checked his vitals, frowned. Blood pressure dropping. We need to move faster. Minho pressed the accelerator. The engine roared. Alicia leaned close to Jiho's ear. You don't get to die. You hear me? You saved me. Now you have to stay alive so I can thank you properly. Already thanked. His hand squeezed hers weakly. You're safe. That's enough. It's not enough. It's not... His eyes closed. The heart monitor's beeping slowed. He's losing consciousness, Dr. Yang said urgently. How much longer? 3 minutes, Minho called back, voice tight. He might not have 3 minutes. Minho's hands tightened on the wheel. The SUV screamed through an intersection, barely missing a taxi. 2 minutes. Jiho's breathing became more labored. The monitor's alarm started beeping. Blood pressure critical. 1 minute. Stay with me, Alicia begged, tears streaming. Please, Jiho, please stay. The estate gates appeared ahead, already open. Guards on high alert. Minho screeched to a halt in front of the main house. The medical team was waiting. More staff, equipment, a stretcher. They pulled Jiho out carefully, transferred him, rushed him inside, and down to the basement medical facility. Alicia tried to follow. Dr. Yang stopped her. You can't be in the operating room. I'm sorry. But you'll be in the way. Let me save him. The doors closed in her face. She stood there, blood-soaked and shaking, listening to the controlled chaos on the other side of those doors. Minho appeared beside her, also covered in blood, also shaking slightly, though he was trying to hide it. Neither of them spoke. They just stood there, waiting, while someone they both loved fought for his life because of choices they'd made. Welcome to Soul Afro Stories. Pause for a second. I need to ask you something real. Have you ever been so in love with the wrong person that you watched the right person break trying to save you? Because that's what just happened. Jiho, the kind one, the good brother, the man who actually loved her right, just took 2 bullets. He's bleeding out, might not make it. All because Alicia kissed a dangerous stranger 3 weeks ago to escape her ex-husband. What time did you get to binge watch this with me? Drop your city or country below, Barn. I want to know where you're watching from. Now listen carefully. If Jiho dies, Alicia will never forgive herself. Minho will lose the only family he has left. Everything falls apart. If Jiho survives, well, how do you look someone in the eye after they took bullets for you while you were in love with their brother? You need to know which one happens. And the only way you'll find out is if you subscribe right now. So hit that subscribe button, like this story, and turn on notifications. Because this story, we're just getting started. Check the link in the description for the full episodes. Let's go. After this, don't leave. We have a K-drama high school romance coming up next. Trust me, this channel is where you belong. The surgery took 6 hours. Minho and Alicia waited in the small room outside the medical facility. Neither had cleaned up. Neither had moved except to pace. Around them, the estate went on as if nothing had happened. Staff cleaned, guards patrolled, business continued. The empire didn't stop for one man's life. But in this small room, time had stopped completely. Alicia sat with her knees pulled to her chest, rocking slightly, hands still stained with Jiho's blood. She'd been crying so long, her eyes felt raw. Minho stood at the window, staring out at nothing, jaw so tight it looked painful. He told me once, Alicia said quietly, that he loved me. I didn't say it back. Minho didn't respond. He offered me everything, safety, real love, a good life. And I chose... She couldn't finish. You chose me, Minho said flatly. You chose danger and obsession over kindness and stability. Yes. That makes you either very brave or very stupid. Stupid. Definitely stupid. Fresh tears fell. He's dying because I made the wrong choice. Minho finally turned to look at her. His expression was unreadable, but his eyes showed pain he couldn't hide. He's dying because he loves you. That was his choice, not yours. I should have loved him back. You can't force feelings. No, but I could have tried harder. I could have... Her voice broke. He deserves so much better than this. Minho crossed the room, sat beside her, not touching, but close. When our parents died, he said quietly, Jiho was 14. I was 18. He cried for weeks. I didn't cry at all. Alicia looked at him, surprised he was sharing this. I made him a promise that day, that I'd protect him, always, no matter what. Minho's hands clenched into fists. I've failed at a lot of things in my life, but I never failed at that, until tonight. This isn't your fault, isn't it? I brought you into our lives. I kept you close, despite knowing Jiho loved you. I was selfish. We were both selfish. I shouldn't have kissed you. I shouldn't have used you to escape my toxic ex. They sat in silence, sharing guilt, both covered in the same man's blood. Hours passed. Finally, Minho stood. I need to... He didn't finish. Just walked out. Alicia heard him go down the hall, heard a door close, then heard the sound of something breaking, and breaking, and breaking. She didn't follow. Some grief needed privacy. Minho destroyed his study. Every piece of carefully curated control, every symbol of his power. He smashed it all. The laptop went through the window. The desk was overturned. Books swept from shelves. The antique vase his mother had loved shattered against the wall. He didn't stop until there was nothing left to break. Then he collapsed against the wall, slid down to the floor, and put his head in his hands. For the first time since his parents' funeral, Kang Minho cried. Not quiet, controlled tears. Deep, wrenching sobs that tore through him like bullets, each one a wound he'd been holding closed for 10 years, finally bursting open. His brother was dying. The good one. The kind one. The one who'd stayed human while Minho had become a monster. Don't take him, he whispered to whatever god might be listening. Please, take me instead. He's the good one. The estate was silent around him. No one came to check. His guards knew better. He sat there, alone, surrounded by destruction, crying for his brother and for the boy he'd been before violence had carved away everything soft. A memory surfaced, age 8 and 5, Jiho following him everywhere, trusting absolutely. I want to be just like you, Hyung. Minho had smiled then. No, be better. Stay good. Jiho had. And it might kill him. Dr. Yang emerged 6 hours after they'd started. She was exhausted, blood on her surgical gown, but her expression was not quite relief, something more complicated. Alicia stood immediately. Minho appeared from wherever he'd been, face composed again, mask back in place except for his red-rimmed eyes. He's alive, Dr. Yang said first. Alicia's knees almost buckled. Minho grabbed her arm, kept her upright. The bullet in his abdomen had perforated his small intestine. I repaired the damage, but infection risk is high. He's lost a massive amount of blood. We've given him 4 units so far. Will he live? Minho asked. The next 48 hours are critical. His body is in shock. If infection sets in, or if internal bleeding starts again... She paused. I've done everything I can. The rest is up to him. Can we see him? Briefly, he's unconscious and will be for a while. But Dr. Yang's expression softened. Talk to him. Studies show unconscious patients can hear. It might help. She led them into the recovery room. Jiho lay in the hospital bed, pale as death, hooked to machines that beeped steadily. Bandages covered his shoulder and abdomen. A breathing tube helped his lungs. IVs in both arms. He looked so young, so vulnerable. Alicia covered her mouth, fresh tears falling. Minho just stared, face carved from stone. I'll give you privacy, Dr. Yang said quietly, and left. Alicia moved to the bedside first, took Jiho's hand carefully, afraid of hurting him even now. I'm here, she whispered. You're going to be okay. You have to be. No response, just the steady beep of the heart. Monitor. She sat beside the bed, held his hand, and cried quietly. Minho stood at the foot of the bed, watching his brother breathe. You're an idiot, he said finally, voice rough. Nearly dying for... He couldn't finish. Jiho didn't answer. Couldn't. You're going to wake up, Minho continued, more demand than hope. Because I'm not ready to be alone. I'm not ready to run this empire without you questioning every ruthless decision. Still nothing. You're the good one, Minho whispered. You always have been. I need you to stay that way. I need you to stay. The machines beeped. Jiho breathed, but he didn't wake. Alicia refused to leave Jiho's bedside. The medical facility had a chair, uncomfortable, vinyl, meant for brief visits, not marathons. She sat in it for 16 hours straight, holding Jiho's hand, watching his chest rise and fall. Staff brought food. She didn't eat it. They brought water. She drank a little, just enough to keep talking to him. Because Dr. Yang had said he might hear, so Alicia talked. I'm so sorry, she said for the 100th time. This is my fault, all of it. You should hate me. Jiho's face stayed peaceful, unconscious, not hating anyone. You offered me everything. Singapore, a new life, love that would never hurt me. And I was too broken to take it. She squeezed his hand. Jisoo was right. I'm addicted to him, not in love. I don't even know the difference anymore. The machines beeped steadily. No change. When you wake up, and you will wake up, I'm going to let you go properly. No more hurting you. No more making you watch. Tears streamed down her face. You deserve someone who loves you back. Someone whole. Not whatever I am. Behind her, the door opened quietly. Minho stood in the doorway, watching. She didn't know how long he'd been there. You need to rest, he said. I'm fine. You haven't eaten in 20 hours. I'm not hungry. Alicia, I said I'm fine. She turned to face him, eyes red and swollen. Why do you care anyway? You got what you wanted. He's out of the way now. The words hit Minho like a slap. His expression went cold. You think that's what I wanted? I don't know what you want. I don't think you know either. They stared at each other across the room, Jiho unconscious between them. I'll take the night shift, Minho said finally. You sleep. I'm not leaving him. You're going to make yourself sick. That helps no one. I don't care. Well, I do, Minho's control cracked. You collapsing doesn't bring him back faster. You starving yourself doesn't fix anything. So stop being stubborn and take care of yourself. Why? Alicia stood, faced him fully. So I can be healthy while he dies? So I can be rested when I have to bury him? He's not going to die. You don't know that. Yes, I do, because he's a king, and we don't die easily. He's not a fighter like you. He's good. He's kind. He's stronger than both of us, Minho finished. In ways that matter. So, have some faith. Alicia wanted to argue, but exhaustion was winning. Her legs shook. Her vision blurred. Minho caught her as she swayed. That's what I thought. He picked her up. She was too tired to fight, and carried her out of the medical facility and upstairs to a guest room. Sleep. 4 hours minimum. Then you can go back. He set her on the bed. She grabbed his wrist. Promise me something. What? If he wakes up while I'm gone, tell him I'm sorry. Tell him... Her voice broke. Tell him he was right. About everything. Minho's expression was unreadable. Sleep, Alicia. He left, closing the door quietly behind him. Alicia lay there, still wearing clothes stained with Jiho's blood, and finally passed out from exhaustion. Minho returned to the medical facility, took the chair Alicia had vacated, still warm. He looked at his brother, pale and broken and breathing with the help of machines. She loves you more than she knows, he said quietly. Just not the way you need. Jiho's face stayed peaceful. I don't know what I'm doing, Minho continued, something he'd never admit to anyone conscious. With her, with any of this. You always said I don't know how to love. You were right. He reached over, took Jiho's hand. The gesture felt foreign, uncomfortable. They weren't a physically affectionate family, but Jiho was dying, might die. And there were things that needed saying. When our parents died, I promised to protect you. I've kept that promise for 10 years, even when it meant becoming someone I hate. Minho's grip tightened slightly. But I failed tonight. I let you get hurt. I let you nearly die. So if you want to hate me when you wake up, I'll understand. The machines beeped. Jiho breathed. No forgiveness, no condemnation, just silence. But don't you dare die on me. Minho's voice went rough. You're the only person in this world who still sees me as human. I need that. I need you. Hours passed. Minho sat there, holding his brother's hand, waiting for him to wake up or die, unable to do anything but watch. Around 3 a.m., there was a knock on the door. Come in. Jisoo entered. She looked terrible, hair down instead of in her usual severe ponytail, wearing casual clothes, no makeup, eyes red like she'd been crying. She stopped when she saw Minho holding Jiho's hand. I didn't mean to interrupt. What do you want? To confess, officially. She stayed near the door, like approaching would get her killed. The Itaewon attack. I sent her there knowing it was Jade Clan territory. I wanted them to scare her, to hurt her, to make you see she was a liability. Minho's expression went cold. I know. Jisoo blinked. You know? I figured it out. That's why you're demoted. Why didn't you kill me? Because killing you is too easy. Living with what you did is harder. Minho finally looked at her. Every day you'll wake up knowing you helped. The people who did this. That's punishment enough. Jisoo's face crumpled. I loved you. For 5 years. 5 fucking years, and you never. I never asked you to love me. You chose that. Just like she chose me. Over him. Who actually loves her? Who took bullets for her? Jisoo wiped her eyes roughly. She's an idiot. Probably. And so are you. For not seeing what you have. Minho didn't respond. Jisoo moved closer, carefully, like approaching a dangerous animal. She looked down at Jiho's pale face. Can I sit with him? Just for a few minutes? Minho studied her. Saw genuine regret and grief. Fine. 10 minutes. He stood, left them alone. Jisoo sat in the chair, looked at Jiho's unconscious face. You were always the kind one, she said softly. The good brother. I never understood you. How you stayed soft in this world. She touched his hand lightly, carefully. Gentle in a way she rarely was. You deserved her more than he does. You would have loved her right, treated her well, been everything she needed. Pause. But she's broken, and broken people choose broken things. That's just how it works. The machines beeped steadily. I'm sorry, Jisoo whispered, for helping the people who did this, for being jealous, for being... She couldn't finish. She sat there a moment longer, then stood. In the doorway, hidden from view, Alicia watched. She'd woken from her short sleep, come back, found Jisoo here. Expected cruelty or gloating, instead found humanity, unexpected and complicated. Jisoo left without seeing her. Alicia returned to the chair, took Jiho's hand again, and wondered if any of them were actually villains or if they were all just broken people breaking each other. Jiho's condition remained critical but stable. No worse, no better, just hanging in the balance. Dr. Yang checked his vitals every 4 hours. His body is fighting. That's good. But infection is still a risk, and organ damage could show delayed symptoms. Meaning? Minho asked. Meaning we won't know if he'll fully recover until he wakes up. If he wakes up. When he wakes up. Dr. Yang didn't correct him, but her expression said she wasn't sure. Alicia had moved back into the room. She ate only when Minho forced her. Slept in the chair, head on the bed beside Jiho's hand. She talked to him constantly. I met Marcus my senior year of college, she said one afternoon, voice hoarse from talking so much. He seemed perfect, successful, confident, treated me like I was special. Jiho's face stayed peaceful, breathing steady. I didn't see the warning signs, how he needed to know where I was, who I was with, how he got angry when I disagreed. By the time I realized what he was, I was married and trapped. She squeezed his hand. You would have warned me, if you'd known me then. You see things clearly. People's hearts. The machines beeped. You saw mine, saw how broken I was, and you loved me. Anyway, that's... Tears fell. That's the kindest thing anyone's ever done for me. Behind her, the door opened. Minho. He'd been taking shifts, managing the empire during the day, sitting with Jiho at night, running a no-sleep, fueled by coffee and guilt. Any change? He asked. No. Minho moved to the opposite side of the bed. They flanked Jiho, both keeping vigil, both drowning in different versions of guilt. You said something earlier, Alicia said quietly, about being addicted to you, not in love with you. Minho tensed. You were talking to Jiho. I shouldn't have listened. But you did. And now I'm asking, do you think it's true? He was quiet for a long time. I don't know. I don't know what love is supposed to feel like. Neither do I. Marcus called it love, but it was control. She looked at Jiho's unconscious face. This, what he feels, this is real love, selfless, protective, wanting someone happy even if it hurts you. Yes. And what you feel for me, what is it? Minho's jaw worked. I don't know. That's honest, at least. More silence. The machines filling it with steady beeps. When I was 11, Minho said suddenly, my father caught me crying. A fight at school. He told me, crying is weakness. Feeling is weakness. If you want to survive in this world, you cut all of that away. That's terrible advice. Maybe, but it worked. I survived. I built an empire. I protected Jiho. He looked at his brother. And then you showed up and made me feel things again. And now, look where we are. You're blaming me? I'm blaming myself for not being strong enough to stay cold. Alicia stood abruptly. You know what? Stay cold then. It's easier for you. You don't have to try. You don't have to be human. She left before he could respond. Minho sat alone with his unconscious brother and wondered if being human was worth all this pain. In the morning of the third day, Jiho's fingers twitched. Alicia, half asleep, in her chair, felt it immediately. Her head snapped up. Jiho? His hand moved slightly in hers. Oh my God, doctor. She was on her feet, shouting. Dr. Yang, he's moving. Dr. Yang rushed in, checked his vitals, examined his eyes with a pen light. Pupil response is improving. Brain activity increasing. She looked at the monitors. This is good. Very good. Minho appeared. Probably hadn't been far. He's waking up? Possibly. Soon. Dr. Yang checked Jiho's reflexes. Keep talking to him. Familiar voices help. Alicia leaned close to Jiho's ear. Come on, come back to us, please. His eyelids fluttered, then opened, unfocused at first, confused, trying to process where he was, what happened. His eyes found Alicia's face, tried to speak, couldn't. The breathing tube prevented it. Dr. Yang moved in. Mr. Kang, you're in the medical facility. You've been unconscious for 3 days. I'm going to remove your breathing tube. Try not to panic. She worked carefully, removing the tube. Jiho gasped, coughed, struggled to breathe on his own. Easy, Dr. Yang coached. Slow breaths. Your body remembers. After a moment, his breathing stabilized. Raspy and painful, but functioning. First words? Barely a whisper. You're alive? Alicia laughed and cried simultaneously. Yes, because of you. You saved me. Good. Slight smile. Worth it. You're an idiot, she sobbed. Yeah. He tried to laugh, winced in pain. Feels like it. Minho appeared on his other side. Jiho's eyes tracked to his brother's face. Hyung. The word Korean for older brother, spoken with respect and affection, nearly broke Minho's control. You're awake. Disappointed? Don't be stupid. Hard not to be. Got shot twice. Feels pretty stupid. Despite everything, despite the pain and fear and guilt, they were brothers again in that moment. The way they'd been before Alicia. Before everything. How do you feel? Dr. Yang asked, checking vitals. Like I got shot. Twice. Good. That means the pain medication is working at appropriate levels. She examined his wounds carefully. Inflammation is minimal. No signs of infection yet. This is very promising. So he'll be okay? Alicia asked. If recovery continues at this rate, yes. But it will take months. Surgery was extensive. Physical therapy will be necessary. And there may be complications we haven't seen yet. But he'll live, Minho said. Not a question, a demand. He'll live, Dr. Yang confirmed. Minho's shoulders sagged slightly. Relief he couldn't quite hide. Dr. Yang continued examining Jiho, asking questions, testing responses. Everything looked good. I'll give you privacy, she said finally, but only 15 minutes. He needs rest. After she left, the three of them were alone. Awkward silence. Everything said and unsaid hanging in the air. Jiho broke it. So, did we win? Marcus is dead, Minho said. Jade Clan scattered. Yes, we won. Good. Jiho's eyes started closing. Tired. Sleep, Alicia urged. We'll be here when you wake up. Promise? Promise. He drifted off, still holding her hand. Minho and Alicia looked at each other over his sleeping form. We need to talk, Minho said. Later, when he's stronger. No, now. Minho's expression was firm. Because when he's stronger, everything changes. So we talk now. Alicia didn't want to, but she nodded. They stepped into the hallway, leaving Jiho sleeping peacefully for the first time in 3 days. He heard you, Minho said, when you said you were addicted to me, not in love with me. Alicia's face went white. He was unconscious. His heart rate spiked. The monitors showed it. He heard. Oh God. So I need to know. Is it true? Alicia wrapped her arms around herself. I don't know. I don't know what real love feels like. Marcus called his obsession love. You call possession love. Jiho offers real love and I can't accept it. So maybe I'm too broken to know the difference. Then figure it out, Minho said harshly. Because I can't do this anymore. Do what? This. Whatever this is. I told you from the beginning, I don't do relationships, I don't do feelings, but you made me feel things, and now my brother nearly died because of it. His control cracked, so either decide what you want or walk away. But stop destroying everyone around you while you figure it out. The words hit like physical blows. You're right, Alicia whispered. I am destroying everyone. You, Jiho, even Jisoo, everyone I touch breaks. That's not what No, you're right. I need to leave. I need to... She couldn't finish. Just turned and walked away. Minho didn't follow. Just stood there, watching her go, wondering if he'd just made everything worse. Alicia packed her few belongings. It didn't take long. She'd never really unpacked. She was almost done when there was a knock on the door. Come in. Jisoo entered. Casual clothes, hair down, looking more human than Alicia had ever seen her. You're leaving. Yes. Because he told you to? Because I'm toxic. Everyone around me gets hurt. Jisoo sat on the bed uninvited. That's bullshit. Alicia blinked. Excuse me? You're not toxic. You're just damaged. There's a difference. Jisoo picked at the comforter. I was toxic. Jealous, vindictive, willing to hurt you to protect my position. That's toxic. You were in love. I was obsessed, like you. We both loved men who couldn't love us back properly. But at least you made him try. What? Minho. Jisoo looked at her. I watched him for 5 years. Cold, controlled, completely disconnected. Then you showed up and he started breaking. Getting jealous. Feeling things. Hating himself for feeling things. That doesn't mean he loves you. He just doesn't know how to say it. Or accept it. Or be anything other than terrified of it. Jisoo stood. So don't leave because you think you're broken. Leave if you don't love him back, but be honest about which it is. She walked out, leaving Alicia sitting there with a half-packed bag and too many questions. That evening, Jiho woke again, more alert this time. Alicia was back at his bedside. Minho was dealing with business somewhere. Hey, Jiho said, voice still raspy. Hey, how do you feel? Like I got shot twice. He smiled slightly. That joke's not getting old. It really is. Give me time, I'll come up with better material. He shifted, winced. How long was I out? 3 days. Felt longer. Had weird dreams. He looked at her carefully. Did you say something? About being addicted to Minho? Alicia's stomach dropped. You heard that? Some of it. Hard to tell what was real and what was morphine. His expression was soft, sad. But I need to know, was it real? She couldn't lie to him. Not after everything. I don't know what I feel. I know I care about you. I know you're one of the best people I've ever met. Know you deserve someone who loves you the way you deserve. But that someone isn't you. I'm sorry. Jiho closed his eyes, breathed through the pain, physical and emotional. I heard something else. When I was under. You said when I woke up, you'd let me go properly. Yes? Good. Because I can't do this anymore. Loving you is killing me. And I almost literally died, so that's saying something. Despite the pain, Alicia almost laughed. Bad joke. Yeah, well, I'm working on my material. He opened his eyes, looked at her seriously. When I'm recovered enough to travel, I'm going back to Busan. Permanently this time. Jiho, I need distance. I need to not see you and my brother together. I need to figure out who I am when I'm not in love with someone who doesn't love me back. His voice was gentle but firm. You understand, right? Yes. And I think you're right. Of course I'm right. I'm always right. Minho just never listens. This time Alicia did laugh, even through tears. They sat in comfortable silence for a while. Then Jiho said quietly, I'll always love you. That won't change, but I'm choosing me now. Choosing to heal. That's the bravest thing I've ever heard. Or the most cowardly. Haven't decided which yet. The door opened. Minho entered, saw them talking, stopped. Should I come back? No, Jiho said. We're done. She's all yours. Try not to fuck it up. Minho's eyebrow raised. Eloquent. I got shot. I'm allowed to swear. Despite everything, there was affection in the room. Brothers who'd survived. A woman they both cared about, all damaged, but still standing. I need to talk to him alone, Minho said to Alicia. She nodded, left them. The brothers looked at each other. You look terrible, Jiho observed. You got shot twice, and you look better than me. That's embarrassing. It really is. Silence. Then Minho said, I'm sorry. For what specifically? Long list. For everything. For bringing her into our lives. For not protecting you. For... Stop, Jiho cut him off. I made my choice. I'd make it again. Even knowing it almost killed you? Even knowing. He met Minho's eyes. Do you love her? The question hung in the air. I don't know what love is, Minho said finally. Yes, you do. You just don't trust it. Jiho shifted, trying to get comfortable. You loved our parents. You love me. You know what it feels like. That's different. Is it? Or are you just scared? Of what? Of losing her like we lost them. Of caring about something and having it destroyed. Of being human again after spending 10 years being a machine. Minho had no response to that. She's leaving, he said instead. Good, let her go. What? Let her go, Jiho repeated. Let her walk away. Figure out what her life looks like without you in it. If she comes back, then it's real. If she doesn't, he shrugged, winced from the pain. Then you know. And if I don't want to risk it, then you don't really love her. You just want to own her. And she deserves better than that. Minho wanted to argue, couldn't. When did you get so wise? Morphine. Makes everything clear. Jiho's eyes were closing again. Tired. Sleep. I'll be here. I know. You always are. Jiho drifted off. Minho sat there, watching his brother sleep, and wondered if letting someone go was actually an act of love. 1 week later, Jiho was recovering faster than expected. Already sitting up, eating solid food, annoying the medical staff with questions about when he could walk. Dr. Yang was cautiously optimistic. If recovery continues at this rate, you'll be released to your quarters in another week. Physical therapy will begin shortly after. Alicia visited every day, but the dynamic had shifted. No more holding his hand, no more sitting for hours. She came, they talked briefly, she left. Like visiting an old friend, not someone whose blood she'd worn home. You're different, Jiho observed one afternoon. How? Distant, like you're already halfway out the door. I am. You said you needed space, so I'm giving it to you. I appreciate that. He studied her face. But where are you going? I don't know yet. My apartment in Hongdae, maybe. Or somewhere new. I haven't decided. You're really leaving. You're really going to Busan. We're both leaving. Jiho nodded slowly. Does he know? Not yet. You should tell him. Before you just disappear. Maybe. She stood. I should go. You need rest. Alicia. She stopped. Thank you. For staying with me. for caring that I survived. Of course I care. You saved my life. Minho was in his study, rebuilt now, new furniture, everything put back in careful order. But he still remembered destroying it, still felt the echo of that loss of control. His phone buzzed. Jisoo, we have a situation. He called her immediately. What kind of situation? The Jade Clan, what's left of them. They're regrouping under new leadership. Who? Park Siwon's son, Park Minjun, 32, educated in America, been running their overseas operations, smart, ruthless, and very motivated to avenge his father. Minho's blood went cold. Park Siwon is alive? In a medically induced coma. Critical condition. May not survive. But his son thinks you tried to kill him. I did try to kill him. Right. Well, his son is unhappy about it. He's rallying what's left of the Jade Clan and some new recruits, building an army. How many? Estimates range from 50 to 100. More than we've faced before. Minho absorbed this. Another war. Another threat. The cycle continuing. Set up a meeting. War room. 2 hours. Everyone. Including Jiho? No, he's still recovering. He'll want to be included. I don't care what he wants. He nearly died. He's not getting in the middle of this. Jisoo paused. You're protecting him. I'm being practical. A man with 2 healing bullet wounds is useless in a fight. Sure, that's all it is. She hung up before he could argue. The war room filled quickly. 20 men, his most trusted. Jisoo, now back to second in command. Jiho's position temporarily filled. Maps, intelligence reports, weapons inventory. Minho stood at the head of the table, radiating cold authority. Park Min-jun has declared war. He wants revenge for his father. He wants our territory. He wants me dead. He looked around the room. Recommendations? Strike first, one lieutenant suggested. Take him out before he's fully organized. Too risky, another countered. We don't know his full strength yet. Could be walking into a trap. Defensive posture, Jisoo said. Fortify our positions, protect our assets, wait for him to make a move. That makes us look weak, the first lieutenant argued. The debate continued. Strategies proposed, risks assessed, plans forming. Through it all, Minho listened, calculated, decided. Finally, we go on the offensive, but smart. Strategic strikes on their supply lines, their recruitment networks. Cut off their resources, make it expensive to fight us. When they're weak, we hit the leadership. That could take weeks, someone objected. Then it takes weeks. I'm done with brute force. It doesn't work. They just rebuild. He looked at each face. We end this permanently. The room agreed. Plans were drawn up. As the meeting disbanded, Minho felt the weight of it settling on him again. The endless cycle of violence, the constant state of war. And he thought, this is no life. This is no way to exist. But it was all he knew. That evening, Alicia found him on the roof garden. He was standing at the edge, looking out at Seoul's lights, whiskey in hand. You heard about the Jade Clan, she said. Jisoo told you? She mentioned it. Of course she did. So silence. The city hummed below them. I'm leaving tomorrow, Alicia said. Minho's hand tightened on his glass. Where? My apartment first. Then, I don't know, maybe I'll finally go somewhere new. Start over properly. Running again. No, choosing. There's a difference. He turned to face her. And what are you choosing? To figure out who I am outside of the men who've tried to define me. Marcus, you, even Jiho. I need to know who Alicia is when she's just Alicia. And if I asked you to stay? Why would you? You don't love me. You said so yourself. I said I don't know what love is. That's not the same thing, isn't it? She moved closer. You possess things, Minho. You control them. You call it protection, but it's just another cage. A prettier cage than Marcus built, but still a cage. That's not fair, isn't it? Name one choice you've let me make freely. Just one. He opened his mouth, closed it, couldn't. Exactly. She touched his face gently. I care about you. Maybe I even love you. But I can't be with someone who sees me as a possession. I need to be a partner, an equal, or I need to be alone. So this is goodbye. This is me choosing me, like Jiho's choosing him. She kissed his cheek softly. Figure out what you want, Minho. Not what you think you should want, what you actually want. Then maybe we can try again. She walked away, leaving him on the roof with his whiskey and his empire and the cold night air. For the first time in 10 years, Kang Minho felt truly alone. The next morning, Alicia packed her car, the small one she'd arrived in lifetime ago. Jiho was being wheeled out for some air by a nurse. He saw her loading bags. So, you're really doing it? Yeah. Good. Proud of you. Really? Really? Takes guts to walk away. He smiled. More guts than I had. You took bullets. That's pretty gutsy. Different kind of bravery? He looked at her seriously. Don't come back unless it's what you really want. Not what he needs. Not what I wanted. What you want. I'll try to figure that out. Good luck. You too. Busan's lucky to get you. They hugged, carefully, mindful of his injuries, and said goodbye properly this time. Minho watched from his study window, saw her car pull away, didn't try to stop her. Jiho had been right. If she came back, it would be real. If she didn't. He poured another drink and returned to his war. 2 weeks later, Minho's strategic war against the Jade clan was working. Supply lines disrupted, recruitment centers raided, financial assets frozen. Every day, Park Minjun's organization got weaker. But Minjun was smart, adapted quickly, hit back in unexpected ways. A bomb in one of Minho's legitimate businesses, no casualties, but millions in damage. Cyber attacks on his financial systems, contained but expensive. This was a new kind of war, modern, sophisticated, exhausting. Minho ran on 4 hours of sleep a night, coffee, and pure will. Jiho watched from his recovery, frustrated he couldn't help more. You're going to work yourself to death, he said one evening when Minho came to check on him. I'm fine. You look like hell. Thank you for your honesty. Someone has to tell you. Jiho shifted in bed, sitting up now, healing, progressing. Where is she? Who? Don't play dumb. Alicia. Have you heard from her? No. Have you tried to contact her? No. Why not? Because she asked for space, so I'm giving it to her. That's very mature of you. I'm capable of growth. Are you? Or are you just avoiding feelings again? Minho's jaw tightened. I'm in the middle of a war. I don't have time for feelings. You're always in the middle of a war. That's the problem. You use violence as an excuse to not deal with everything else. Psychology from the man on morphine. Very credible. I'm serious, Hyung. When's the last time you did something that wasn't about the empire? That wasn't about power or control or revenge? Minho had no answer. Exactly, Jiho said. You're 28 years old. You've spent 10 years building this. What's it actually gotten you? Safety, wealth, respect, loneliness, isolation, an empty bed in an empty house. Jiho's voice was gentle but firm. Is that really what you want for the rest of your life? What I want is irrelevant. This is who I am. No, this is who you chose to become. You can choose differently. After the war. There's always another war. That's the point. Jiho leaned forward, serious. End it. Really end it. Then figure out who you are when you're not fighting. Minho wanted to argue, but Jiho was right, and they both knew it. 2 days later, Minho got the intelligence he needed. Park Minjun's location, a fortified building in Gangnam. Heavy security, but not impenetrable. We hit him tonight, Minho told his assembled team. Fast, hard, overwhelming force. We end this once and for all. He'll be expecting something, Jisoo warned. He's not stupid. No. That's why we're not going in the front door. He laid out the plan. 3-pronged attack, diversionary force hitting from the front, real force coming through underground parking, extraction team for hostages if any. It was risky, aggressive, exactly what Minjun would expect from him. Which is why Minho was changing the plan. I'm going in alone first, he announced. The room erupted in protests. That's suicide. You'll be killed before you get past security. This is insanity. Minho raised his hand. Silence fell. I'm going to offer him a deal. One he can't refuse. If it works, we avoid a bloodbath. If it doesn't, he looked at Jisoo. Then you come in and finish it. What kind of deal? Jisoo asked. The kind that ends cycles instead of continuing them. He didn't elaborate. That evening, Minho walked into Park Min-jun's building alone, unarmed, in an expensive suit, looking like a businessman, not a warlord. Security stopped him immediately. I'm here to see Park Min-jun. He'll want to hear what I have to say. They patted him down, confirmed he was unarmed, made calls. 10 minutes later, he was escorted to the top floor. Min-jun's office was expensive but cold. Modern art, floor-to-ceiling windows, marble and chrome. The man himself was in his early 30s, tall, well-dressed, American-educated but Korean to his core. Sharp eyes, intelligent, dangerous. Kang Minho, walking into my building unarmed. Either very brave or very stupid. Probably both, Minho said. I'm here to end this. By surrendering? By negotiating? Min-jun laughed. You don't negotiate, you destroy. I used to. I'm trying something different. Because you're weak now? Because your brother nearly died? Because the woman you love left you? Minho's expression didn't change, but Min-jun saw he'd struck a nerve. I've been watching you, Min-jun continued. You're different lately. Distracted. Making mistakes. Your empire is cracking. Maybe. Or maybe I'm tired of the cycle. What cycle? This. Your father killed my parents, so I tried to kill your father. Now you want to kill me, so my brother or someone else will want to kill you. When does it stop? When you're dead. And after? Someone will take over my empire. One of them will come for you. Then your son or nephew or whoever comes next will come for them. Forever. Pointless violence begetting more violence. Min-jun tilted his head. What are you proposing? Peace. Territory division. We each keep what we have. No incursions, no attacks, no war. You think I'd agree to that after what you did to my father? Your father killed my parents in front of me when I was 18. He made me watch my mother die. He put a bullet in my stomach and left me to bleed out next to their bodies. Minho's voice stayed level. So I have every reason to want him dead. To want you dead. To want your entire clan erased. Then why don't you? Because I met someone who made me remember what it felt like to be human. And humans don't exist just for revenge. Min-jun studied him carefully. The African woman. The one who left you. Yes, she made you soft. She made me remember what I was fighting for in the first place. I built this empire to protect my brother. To create safety after chaos. But all I've created is more chaos. Minho stepped closer. Your father is in a coma. He may not survive. You can continue his legacy of violence, or you can choose differently. Build something else. Be someone else. You're asking me to let go of revenge. I'm asking you to choose life over death, for both of us. Silence. Min-jun moved to his window, looked out at Seoul. My father was a monster. I know that. He enjoyed violence, caused pain for pleasure, not just business. He turned back. I'm not him. I don't want to be him. Then don't. But I can't just let go of what you did. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm asking you to stop. Choose your own path. More silence. Finally, Min-jun said, if I agree to this peace, my clan will call me weak. Some will challenge my leadership. Then you deal with them internally. I won't interfere. And if I don't agree, then we destroy each other. I have 50 men outside ready to level this building. You have your forces ready to respond. We fight, many die, and whoever survives continues the cycle with the next generation. Min-jun absorbed this. You really changed. I'm trying to. Why? Because I realized I've been dead for 10 years. Going through motions, existing but not living. And I don't want to die without actually living first. Min-jun laughed. A woman did that? Made you reevaluate your entire existence? Yes. She must be remarkable. She is. Which is why I let her go. Understanding passed between them. Both men who'd lost things. Both tired of losing. 1 year, Min-jun said finally. We try this peace for 1 year. No incursions, no attacks. We divide the city cleanly. If it works, we continue. If not, we finish it then. They looked at each other. Former enemies. Future, what? Not friends, but maybe not enemies. Minjun extended his hand. Minho shook it. My men outside will be disappointed, Minho said. They were ready for a fight. Mine too. Violence is easier than peace. Much easier. They almost smiled. Minho returned to the estate at midnight. His team was shocked he was alive. You negotiated peace? Jisoo couldn't believe it. You? Yes. But that's not like you. No, it's not. That's the point. He dismissed everyone, went to Jiho's room. His brother was awake, reading on a tablet. You're alive. I'm shocked. You're not the only one. Did you end it? I ended it. 1 year peace treaty. Territory division. No war. Jiho stared. Who are you, and what have you done with my brother? I'm trying to be better. You said I should, so I am. I'm impressed. And proud. Jiho set his tablet aside. What now? Now I figure out who I am when I'm not at war. That sounds terrifying for you. It is? Good. Growth is supposed to be uncomfortable. Minho sat on the edge of the bed. Brothers in rare, quiet moment. I think I love her, he said. I know. But I don't know if I can be what she needs. Then learn, try, fall, try again. That's how everyone does it. What if I fail? Then you fail, but at least you tried. That's more than you've done before. Minho nodded slowly. Thank you. For pushing me. For nearly dying to protect her. For being the good one when I couldn't. That's what brothers are for. They sat in comfortable silence, both healing in different ways. 2 days later, Minho stood at his study window, looking at nothing. The house felt empty. Jiho would leave for Busan soon. Alicia was gone. Peace treaty signed, empire stable, everything he'd worked for, achieved, and he felt hollower than ever. His phone rang. Unknown number. Yes? It's me. Alicia's voice. He almost dropped the phone. Where are you? Still in Seoul, different neighborhood, working at a cafe, believe it or not. She laughed. Tips are terrible, but the freedom is amazing. Are you okay? I'm figuring it out. Who I am, what I want, what I'm capable of without someone else defining it. And have you figured it out? Some of it. Pause. I heard you negotiated peace with Park Min-jun. News travels fast. Jisoo told me she tracks my location apparently. Little creepy, but also kind of sweet in a Jisoo way. Despite everything, Minho smiled. Why are you calling? He asked. Because I needed to hear your voice. And because... She took a breath. I think I understand now. What I feel, what I want. And? Can we meet? Talk in person? Where? The koi pond. Tomorrow at sunset. Like the beginning. I'll be there. She hung up, Minho. Jiho stood in the garden, leaning on a cane, watching koi swim in endless circles. Physical therapy was progressing. He could walk now, though his shoulder would never have full mobility. His role in the organization had shifted. Less field work, more strategic planning. It suited him. He'd never wanted to be a soldier anyway. Behind him, footsteps approached. I thought I'd find you here, Alicia said. He turned carefully. Saw her looking healthier than she had in months, hair cut shorter, wearing casual clothes, easy smile, different, better. You look good. So do you, almost healed. Almost, getting there. He gestured at the pond. Feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Which part? All of it. You kissing my brother to escape Marcus. Everything that came after. She sat on the rocks beside where he stood. Do you regret it? Any of it? Jiho thought about it honestly. No. I loved you. That was real. It mattered. Even if it hurt. Past tense? I'll always love you. But differently now. Like you love someone who shaped you but isn't meant to stay. Alicia's eyes got wet. That's beautiful. And sad. Life is both. He sat beside her, movements still careful. I'm leaving tomorrow. Back to Busan for good. I know. Minho told me. Are you staying? I think so. I have an apartment, a job, a life that's actually mine. And my brother? We're trying, slowly, no rushing, no possession, just seeing if we can build something real. Jiho nodded. I'm glad. He needs you. Needs someone to remind him he's human. And you? Are you taking someone to Busan? No, I'm taking me. learning who I am outside of being Kang Minho's brother, outside of being in love with someone who doesn't love me back. And Jiho. I hope you find him. The Jiho who exists outside all of that. Me too. They sat in companionable silence, watching the koi, two people who'd survived violence and heartbreak and were somehow still standing. Thank you, Alicia said finally, for loving me, for saving me, for letting me go. Thank you for teaching me it's okay to be soft in a hard world. They hugged properly this time, no careful avoidance of injuries or feelings. Then Jiho walked away, back toward the house, toward his future, toward whoever he'd become next. Alicia watched him go and cried quietly for the good man who deserved better than what she could give. That evening, Minho found Alicia in the rooftop garden overlooking Seoul. She stood at the edge, looking at the city lights, wearing a simple dress, hair loose in the breeze. Beautiful, always beautiful. You're here, she said without turning. You asked me to come. I wasn't sure you would. Neither was I. She turned to face him. 3 months apart had changed them both. He looked less severe, less cold. She looked more settled, more sure. I've been thinking, she said, about what you said, about not knowing how to love. I remember. I think you were lying. His eyebrow raised. Was I? You loved Jiho, fiercely, protectively. You rebuilt your entire empire to keep him safe. That's love. That's family. And you loved your parents. So much that their deaths shaped a decade of your life. That's love too. That's grief. Same thing sometimes. She stepped closer. And I think you love me. You just don't trust it. Why would I trust it? Love gets people killed, makes them vulnerable, turns them into targets. Or it makes them human, gives them something worth protecting beyond power and control. They looked at each other across the space between them. I figured something out, Alicia continued. In these 3 months, I was addicted to the intensity, to the danger, to feeling anything after years of numbness with Marcus. But that's not love. That's just survival mechanism. I could have told you that. But I needed to figure it out myself. To separate what I felt from what I needed to feel. To understand the difference. And do you? Understand it now? Yes. She closed the distance between them completely. I choose you. Not because you're dangerous or intense or because you make me feel alive through chaos. I choose you because underneath all the ice and control and armor, there's someone trying very hard to be good. And I want to know that person. Minho's expression cracked slightly. I'm not good. I've done terrible things. So have I. So has everyone. That's not the point. Then what is? Trying to be better. Choosing differently. Building something real instead of just surviving. She took his hands. I can't promise I'll always get it right. I'm broken in ways that might never fully heal. But I can promise I'll try, if you will. Minho looked down at their hands. Her, dark brown against his pale, completely different but fitting together. I don't know how to do this, he admitted. Relationships, being vulnerable, showing weakness. Then we'll figure it out together. And make mistakes. Learn. Try again. What if I fail? What if I hurt you? Then you apologize. Make it right. Don't do it again. That's how everyone does it. Everyone else didn't spend 10 years learning how to be a monster. I am the serpent. You're not a monster. You're just afraid. She squeezed his hands. But so am I. So we're even. For a long moment, he just looked at her. This woman who'd stumbled into his life by accident. Who'd survived him and Marcus and Jade Clan and her own demons. Who was still standing, still trying, still choosing him despite everything. I love you, he said. The words felt foreign, uncomfortable, terrifying. I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I love you. Alicia's eyes filled with tears. That's all I needed to hear. He kissed her. Then, not possessive or claiming or controlling. Just soft, honest, real. When they pulled apart, Minho reached into his pocket. I'm not proposing. We're not ready for that. Maybe we never will be. Okay, he held up a key. But I'm asking you to move in. Not as a secret. Not as possession. As a partner. Someone I choose every day. Alicia stared at the key. You want me to live here? In the estate? In my space specifically, not a guest room, not temporary, home. That's a big step. I'm tired of small steps. I'm tired of being careful and controlled and alone. He put the key in her hand. Move in. See if we can build something real. She looked at the key, looked at him, saw genuine hope and fear mixed in his expression. Okay. Okay? Yes. I'll move in. We'll try this. Build something together. The relief on his face was almost painful to see. They stood there on the rooftop, holding each other, two broken people trying to build something whole. Below them, soul sparkled with possibility. 2 weeks later, the dinner. The estate dining room was set formally. Candles, good china, actual effort, Minho at the head of the table, Alicia beside him, not across, equal, not separate. Jiho visiting from Busan, walking better now, looking healthier. And Jisoo, surprisingly included, sitting stiffly in borrowed formal clothes. This is weird, Jiho observed. Very weird, Jisoo agreed. It's family dinner, Minho said. People do this. Normal families do this. We're not normal. We can try. They started eating, awkwardly at first, but conversation flowed eventually. Jiho talked about Busan, the office, new projects, a woman he'd met at physical therapy. Nothing serious yet, but maybe. Someday. Jisoo talked about her new role. Head of security again, earned back through competence and loyalty. I'm trying to be better, less jealous, more professional. Alicia talked about her cafe job and night, classes, psychology degree, maybe become a therapist. Help people like me, who survived abuse and need to rebuild. Minho just listened, watching his strange assembled family. Brother, love, former enemy now ally. Not perfect, but real. What about you? Jiho asked. What's next for the great Kang Minho? I don't know. Legitimize more of the business, maybe. Get involved in less violence. Be less of a crime lord, more of a businessman. That'll be a transition. I have time. Jisoo raised her glass. To transitions, to second chances, to being less terrible than we were. They toasted, drank, laughed at the absurdity of it all. Outside, cherry blossoms fell like snow, coating the garden in white. The koi pond reflected lantern light. Everything peaceful. For now. Because peace was fragile. Second chances were hard. Love was work. But they were trying. And that's all anyone could do. 6 months later, the cafe was busy on Saturday morning. Alicia served coffee, took orders, smiled at regulars. Ordinary life. Beautiful in its ordinariness. Her phone buzzed. Message from Minho. Dinner tonight? Trying to cook? Might burn down kitchen. Please bring fire extinguisher. She laughed. Typed back, I'll bring takeout as backup. Love you. Love you too. Simple, easy. What they'd built together. The door opened. A woman walked in. Elegant, mid-30s, expensive suit. She sat at the counter, ordered coffee, smiled at Alicia. You're her, right? The one who changed Kang Minho? Alicia's blood ran cold. Who are you? Someone from his past. Someone he thought he'd left behind. What do you want? The woman's smile widened. Just to say hello, for now. She left money on the counter, walked out without her coffee. Alicia watched her go, dread settling in her stomach, because peace was always temporary, safety always an illusion. The serpent had new enemies, and the cycle perhaps was starting again. Hold up, Jiho lived. Minho chose peace over revenge. Alicia chose herself first. But that mystery woman at the end? Yeah, someone from Minho's past just walked into Alicia's cafe saying, hello. This isn't over. Were you Team Jiho or Team Minho throughout this series? Do you want part 4? Comment sequel or let them be happy. One last thing. If you've ever had to completely break yourself down to rebuild, you're not alone. This channel is for the messy, broken, still learning ones. Welcome home. Subscribe, like, share with that friend who chooses chaos and that K-drama lover who loves steamy and beautiful K-drama and Afro-Korean stories like this. Part 4? You decide. See you in the next story. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.